Hey guys, welcome back. Just a quick video on the URC semi-finals that happened on Saturday. It's now Sunday. The sun's come up. We have a Loftus Versfeld final. We have a game that's coming up that's going to be quite an epic one. Not the final that we expected, not the venue we expected. I think everybody was speculating that it might be FNB Stadium, if that, but we all thought it would probably be Thomond Park. I hope I'm saying that right. We got quite a surprise yesterday. Bad news for the Irish, bad news for Leinster, bad news for Munster. It's a South African Scottish final, and the South African team being hosting the final every season for the last 3 seasons. So I think, first of all, to say, all those doubts about the URC, the South African teams have really added something. The South African teams have really made it a lot more competitive and upped the ante in terms of the way the URC is. And I think there's a lot more. There's a lot of stuff in the URC that's a lot better and makes it a great league because of that. The fact that we had 2 semi-finals that we didn't know who was going to win, that we thought we had the answers, but it came out differently, just shows how competitive it all is and how wonderful that the semi-finals have been. None of us, me included, if I had put money on it, I wouldn't have picked the Bulls to beat Leinster. Not with that Leinster team. That was basically the Irish team. 15 internationals, 1,000 caps on the bench, everything in Leinster's favour, but their nightmare continues. So, what can we say? I mean, that's it's one of those things. Sorry, just let me try. That doesn't work. Let me try. The arm's getting a bit sore here, holding the camera. Just in terms of that semi-final, I was at Loftus yesterday. First thing I need to say that it was an unbelievable game, test match quality, tense as heck. I want to say hell, but I'm not sure. Anyway, but a hell of a tense game. It was really, really one of those that was going to go down to the wire. And I thought the Bulls were sensational. I thought Cameron Honeycomb was deserved man of the match. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's done enough now to sort of claim the number 8 spot against Ireland. I know that's a big call. I'm maybe a bit biased because I saw that performance yesterday, but I thought he was exceptional. I thought he was by far the best player on the field. And in that loose trio, really cooked against the Irish loose trio as well, and really did well. So I thought Cameron Honeycomb put up his hand. Dwayne Vermeulen's retired. Jasper Visser is banned at the moment. So they're going to need a number 8. I suspect somebody like Evan Roos will probably play, or Pepsi Buthelezi, but I think Cameron Honeycomb has certainly made an impression and certainly put his hand up to actually take that spot. That being said, I thought the other Willie Leroux showed his class. It's really a terrible thing that he could be out of the final because he certainly deserves to be there. Probably one of the best Bulls players on the park. Jan Goosen was cooking as well. David Kriel, his positional play and his kickoffs was probably what impressed me the most. I think all around the Bulls just had that sort of never say die attitude that we often see from South African teams, and that really showed on the day. Jake White said when you see the way the Bulls defend, you see it in their eyes. You knew they weren't going to give it up today, and I think were very good. And I think if you look at it, the Bulls certainly put in such a good performance that they deserved everything they got yesterday. Leinster were good. I thought Leinster probably were a bit rattled by the Bulls' defence, and I think we have to give credit, especially where I thought the game was going to change, was when there was 1,000 caps who were supposed to come onto the field and swing the game for Leinster, and players like Sampiwe Matanzima, Francois Kloppers really did their job on the field and didn't let them down in any way. I also thought the Bulls were tactically astute. Their kicking game was exceptional, and they certainly caught Leinster off guard in a number of aspects there. I just think to myself that if you look at some of the ways they caught them in the kicking game, that was seriously tactical masterclass from Jake White there. And Leinster's nightmare continues now, guys. I mean, geez, you got to feel for them. They are a classy outfit. I really enjoy them as a team. Enjoy dealing with them. They're professional, and they're certainly a team that deserve more given the players they've got. That deserve more given the the way they've played as well the entire season. They're probably the most consistent team in the competition, and they certainly deserve more than they got out of the competition at all. If you think three lost Champions Cup finals in a row, 4 in 6 years, three URC semi-finals now lost, you've seriously got to wonder if you're a Leinster fan what exactly has gone on. And you feel for them because I think the fact that they lost Johnny Sexton this year played a huge part in that. They've been good. They've had a long season, but they've just fallen at the final hurdles. And I suppose if you're a Leinster fan, you've got to wonder how do they rectify that. They've got some great players coming in, Eric Snyman, Geordie Barrett. That's going to make them certainly a lot more competitive next year. And it's hard to see them improving on what they currently have. But obviously what they're doing is not good enough. But then again, you always get a situation in rugby where a good, determined team beats, with that hard work can beat any sort of talent given on the day if the atmosphere is right and the bounce of the ball goes your way. A final word on that game, just on the officials. Sam Grove-White didn't have his best game. I think probably the occasion deserved a better refereeing performance. And I don't think it was so much that he was technically bad. I just think the fact that it almost seemed like he was scared to make calls. And the amount of late tackles, high tackles, everything that basically Joe McCarthy did in the game, really deserved a much harsher penalty. And you could see the frustration, and it almost boiled over at times in the game. And I just thought, but you can't blame the referee totally. He's got two assistant referees. He's got a TMO. And the fact that they all derelicted their duty certainly was strange to see. And to see him coaching Leinster out of penalties at times was bizarre. It was almost like they didn't want to give penalties. And the fact that Leinster only gave away 4 penalties in the entire game certainly points to either an absolutely brilliant discipline performance or something missing. And unfortunately, I think it's the latter. So I don't think we'll be seeing any of that, the reffing team in the final. It's going to be interesting to see who they get for the final. But I think the Bulls were exceptionally good in terms of the way they took the game and sort of put their frustrations to the side and still managed to win. I thought that was pretty good of them as well. Then across the other semi-final, Glasgow Warriors. I didn't unfortunately see too much of this. We were at the press conferences for the O'Connor and Jake White. So I missed most of the game. I've managed to catch up with highlights. Obviously, it doesn't always tell the whole story, and I saw the last 25 minutes when I had gotten home. But it certainly looked like Glasgow came to play. It certainly looked like their pack was on top, and it certainly looked like tactically they were more astute. And that's a Franco Smith masterclass. That's what we're going to see this week. I think Franco doesn't come to Loftus to lose very often. He's won Currie Cups there with the team as well, with Rossi. And he's played at Loftus. He knows the place very well. And he said apparently afterwards that there's unfinished business. They're going to definitely be motivated. They've got nothing to lose in this game. And the fact that they went away and beat Munster should tell you how good a quality side they are. So I see them coming to Loftus and putting up a stern test. It's certainly not a walkover for the Bulls. They will probably start as favourites, but I think generally Glasgow have done so well to get to this point that you can't write them off in any way. I just think they've been exceptional in this tournament. So I don't know. It's going to be a massive final. We didn't expect it to be at Loftus. Didn't expect it to be at the stadium. We expected the inauguration to be there. But so many things have surprised us in this URC and just underlines what a great competition it is. So Saturday, the final. Keep following this channel. I'll be pasting all the videos we get, all the press conferences, and we'll be doing some analysis as well. There's also a Springbok test on. It's a huge Saturday for South African rugby fans. If you haven't, smash that subscribe button and the notifications, and you'll get notifications of all the videos. Keep watching, guys. Thanks for watching this, and have a great Sunday.